What are you going to do when you meet God? Mind never ever points you to this possible moment. Because mind is terrified of that moment. Mind is absolutely terrified of this moment. It makes stories up. No one can meet God until the body dies. So let's not think about it. The minute God appears, mind dies. But it's given the kiss of life by God. Because God is in no judgment. God doesn't take life. God gives life. So what are you going to do? You're going to ask, how am I doing, God? Oh, can you give me forgiveness? I didn't mean to do all these things I did before. I'm going to change. Can you forgive me? Or, you got time for lunch, God? Or, what's going to happen after? Will I go to heaven? What does heaven look like? Can you give me a sneak preview? You're always wanting more information. You're going to want more information from God. Not this impact, this unbelievable moment that mind said will never happen takes place, and you have the strength, you have the will to simply ask something that will blow your mind away. You don't even think about what God is. You don't think about that impact. Because mind is right. This God will scar you with love. Unbelievable, undeniable love. If you're robbing a bank, when God appears, you'll never rob another bank. You'll never do anything other than remain in that moment. What's God going to say? Wow, it's you. So glad to meet you. How are you doing? What are you going to say? Are you going to recite your whole story in that moment of merging? You're going to say what every other form that is able to speak say. I'm okay. I'm just so glad I met you. That's all I wanted to do. I knew I was here for a purpose. And God says the purpose was always here. Purpose was always to find each other. That's all. Welcome home. And God says, I'm so happy to be here. I am so happy to be here, says God. And it's because of you, God says, that I can show my face here. Because you are reflecting God, you are replicating God. Mind makes assumptions, associations, attachments about its own ideas of what God is. All guesswork, all assumptions, all approximations, all through many experiences. Many experiences, but God, that is that maximum experience. If you're robbing a bank when God suddenly makes an appearance, you're not going to worry about getting caught in that moment and handing the money back over, because you are mesmerized by this presence, this state of magical mysteriousness that has been avoiding you, and you haven't been avoiding it for centuries, light years. I remember the moment I met God. There's no one. If you try and describe it, it's a mind that's trying to describe the indescribable. God is only here not to judge you, not to judge between good and bad. God is here to give you life. And everything is life. We have adapted a mind to give life particular types of qualities. And every good quality a mind creates has to have an opposite effect to balance it out, to have a bad quality. So we are creating good qualities, at the same time, bad qualities. That's what God says. Don't create anything. I created everything, God said. I created everything. You don't have to create anything. You don't have to create methods and ways and practices and religions and all that stuff. You don't have to create all that. It's here. Life is religion. You don't have to tell anyone you spoke to me. I'm speaking to you and everyone all the time. Imagine this, imagine this. Best way to describe it is imagine the whole universe. And whatever you're doing in your daily chores, God appears and is able, visible for the whole universe to experience this moment of coming. Yeah? The butcher is cleaning the carcass of the animal, the bank robber is robbing the bank, the man is doing the garden. The child is starving. The man in the restaurant eating the finest food, not caring about how much money he has in his bank or is spending, how many yachts he has. And God comes, everyone's doing all these things that we do every day in our life, and God opens and everyone goes, can you imagine the impact? Can you imagine the impact? Can you imagine that impact where everything stops? The whole world in its entirety stops. The blades of grass keep blowing. They don't know what God is. The trees keep blowing. The clouds keep flowing by. Your blood keeps moving around your body. You don't freeze. Your mind ceases to operate. The bank robber doesn't know he's robbing the bank. The man doesn't know he's eating in the finest restaurant. The child does not know it's starving. The man does not know it's cleaning out the carcass of the animal. The spirit of mind and consciousness has merged into one moment of presence. One whole impact. This is how it is individually, this is how it was for the speaker, and this is how it would be for the whole universe if this happened. And God appears and says, wow, look at all my children. Look at all my children. Look at my life. Truly, I am mesmerized by what is taking place. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. And tears flow down this godly face in joy, and he slowly fades into the background. And everyone has tears of joy in their face. Everyone has tears of sadness. Everyone has tears of love. Because at that moment, true, undeniable, tranquil, pure, omnipotent, omnipresent love is all that took place. The bank manager doesn't rob any more banks. He's seen the most remarkable thing. He's experienced the most remarkable thing that any human being will experience. The mind scrambles from the corners of each ocean, from the depth of the ocean, to show its faith and apologize. and say, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to be separate from God, so I took you on journeys, I took you away. Christ is within you. Love. God leaves you with that spirit. There's no more valuing. God didn't judge anyone individually. God didn't recognize goodness and badness. God recognized life. God recognized its creativity, its creation. God was in awe that we are still operating, that we are still alive, that we are reflecting and replicating God by stopping everything we do and witnessing ourselves as this God, as this moment, as this profound awakening. That's what it's like. Mind resurfaces after 9 years. Imagine the bank robber standing with the money. The only thing is, you see, God only awakens one of us every now and then because it's much too much effort, much too much. I'm not going to make it easy for them all because you have to go open to God. You have to open your arms like Christ did and say, right, through this form body and through this soul body, in this subtle spiritual body that keeps all of this together, I am here. Take me. Accept me for what I am. And God will come. That's all this speaker done. I surrender. This I in the center of my being surrenders to that what I hope will come and collect it and take it away and remove it from this mind that is pure. God doesn't just come. You have to beckon it with gratitude and with love. It's a two-way meeting. For 9 years, you're scarred. You think the bank robber and his individual awakening is going to continue robbing the bank? For 9 years, he's going to be mesmerized, in awe, away, out of it. And then these 9 years, hopefully the security or the police will come and take the money away and put him in a cell where he'll sit and meditate and say, wow, I don't care where I am, I don't care who I am, I don't care what's going on, I don't care if I don't never get out of this prison cell. I saw God. I am in love with that moment. God is in love with you. No goodness and badness. Love is beyond goodness and badness. This moment that we're all here to experience is available for us all. It's profound, and you will never ever take on board a mind that makes opposing judgment and values about any other human being again. Your role is to reflect and replicate God and be totally non-judgmental. Even in that, what the mind says we have to judge. You remain quiet. You remain still. You don't rush into this world of chaos, this world of judgment, this world of values and qualities and competitiveness and preferences and opposite states. You pretend to participate, and you do. But in the words of the great Osho, the moment God comes and the moment God leaves, not forever. After this, the mind doesn't say, what am I going to do next with my life? The mind says, I'm going to absorb myself in everything I do to make sure I don't tarnish this meeting. I don't move out of this two-way, whole, non-dual connection with that God that exists as myself, as all, as that what it is. I continue to observe and observe and observe and refuse to accept the name I. I am nameless. God is nameless. Which one do you want to be? Even if you're a version, you're there. But the minute you believe your body and mind and that you're going to be born and die and move and hope there's a heaven and believe in all these systems and pasts and futures and all this fluctuating stuff. In the moment God came, He never fluctuated. Pure, unmovable, mystical, magical stillness that never stops revealing itself as this individual one beat of life in this one moment of life that exists right here and now. In one moment. God never, ever leaves you. Namaste.